Hi, I'm Jaleesa Jaikaran. I'm a makeup artist and this is how I work it. I'm gonna take you through 24 hours of my beauty and wellness routine. I have been a makeup artist almost a decade now. I moved to New York 9 years ago from Trinidad. So the type of projects that I typically work on, it varies. So I do a lot of makeup for beauty brands. So it'll be like digital, social content, sometimes campaigns. And then I also find myself doing my own projects. So I'll set up test shoots and stuff with my friends just to get creative. A shoot really depends. It can be anywhere from 8 to 10 hours. Being a makeup artist is honestly being like a therapist. You are so close to this person. If they're stressed, if they're happy, if they're sad, you're going to feel it. You're not just a person that applies makeup. You're doing way more than that. My wake up times, I'm really trying to become an early riser, but I love to go to bed late. Alright, well, I need to leave home in 5 minutes and I have to decide, do I comb my hair and look presentable, or do I leave on time so I can get to my shoot on time? So I'm just gonna do a little, The first thing I do when I wake up is make a conscious decision not to check my phone. So I like to either meditate, pray, or just take some time to I give myself time to fall back asleep. I try to have breakfast on most days, and I recently went gluten-free. So I'm still figuring out what I could have for breakfast, but at least try to eat a little something. So I don't wear a lot of makeup on set now because I am always double mask. But on a usual, I would do really nice fresh glowy skin, maybe a ton of mascara, maybe something on my eyes. So that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. So the first thing I'm going to do is my brows. Brows frame the face, and I like to use any pencil that has a really fine point and also a brush on the end. So I'm going to take a flat brush, and essentially what you can do is take a little bit of your foundation, maybe a little bit of your concealer, and I'm just going to go under my brow area here, and I'm going to just do a little carving out. I just want it to look like your brows were naturally either freshly waxed or threaded. Next, I'm actually going to just take a bit of eye primer, and I'm using this one from Mary Kay. I love that it goes on clear, and what I'm going to do is just apply this with my fingers, to be honest, just like a tap. Now I'm going to take a warm color and I'm just going to pop that into my crease. So I'm using the Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl palette. Actually has some really nice warm colors, especially if you have a deeper skin tone. Carnival is very important to me. I think most people don't understand what carnival makeup means. It's essentially euphoria makeup. So when I first started learning makeup, it was rhinestones, color, glitter, everything. It was not holding back. I was like, okay, I want to learn how to do normal makeup, skin, natural, because in Trinidad is walking around with rhinestones is that's normal. So I'm actually doing a rhinestone eyeliner. So usually I will do my skincare before I do my eyes, but when I'm doing my brows, I try to make sure that my skin is completely dry because the waxiness of the products adhere to the skin better. So I'm just gonna cleanse my skin really quick. I'm using Bioderma micellar water. Then I'm going in with my Glow Oasis. This is their Ultra Calming Toner. I'm actually gonna go in with my serum. This one is from Beekman 1802. This is their Milk Drops, and it's also a probiotic ceramide serum. And now that's settled in, sometimes you can use a little fan if you want to, or just let it dry. And of course, I can't leave the house without my SPF. I'm using my Laneige Hydro UV Defense, and you could do the 3-finger rule, but just make sure that you're putting on enough. This is the moment when I feel like I'm in a spa. I'm listening to my music. Once you get in a routine, you know that this really makes you feel good. So I'm going in with my foundation. I alternate between my Liss LYS Beauty and my Ami Collet. I think people would be surprised that being a makeup artist is 5% actually doing makeup and the 95% doing admin stuff. And then also, a lot of makeup artists don't wear a lot of makeup. I'm not using a sponge for foundation. Actually, as a makeup artist, I kind of just grab any brush that looks like very fluffy and domed. Next, I'm going in with my concealer. I'm using the MAC 24 Hour. Sometimes I'll do a concealer that has a little bit more coverage, and then a foundation or a skin tint that's a little bit lighter. So one thing that I think people sometimes do wrong is color corrector. Your color corrector is really dependent on your area of concern, because it might not be you have dark circles, it might be you have purpley veins or something else. You really just need to concentrate it in a very small area, because when you blend, the product is going to move. So next I'm actually going to go in with my contour, and I do see that a lot of People sometimes misconstrue contouring and bronzing. Your contour color would be something that's a little bit more cool, neutral, as opposed to a bronzer. A bronzer, you can take like a big fluffy brush and just like really get in there. But remember, if you go under the cheekbone and you start blending the product, it's going to be underneath here, and that's gonna pull your face down, and you wanna be a little lifted. So I'm just pressing that in and letting it diffuse. I also love the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage. This is a drier concealer, but it gives a lot of coverage. Probably every single professional makeup artist uses this in their kit because you can have that balance of dewy skin and coverage where you need it. So even when I do my makeup at home, I always have this palette with me because I'm mixing so many things even on myself. I almost always never use just one shade because we all have different shades happening on our face. And essentially we're using two fingers, one as the application finger and one as the blending. And I'm just tapping this onto the skin, and then I'm going in with my clean finger, my clean brush, and you can kind of bring this down, sort of kissing the top of the apples of the cheek, not directly on it, but just kind of like almost there. I love using cream highlighters, and I'm just going to tap this sort of in a C shape right here, and I'm going to tap the top of my nose. I actually put highlighter on my forehead, and the reason why I'm doing this is because when I'm smiling and I have like a glowy décolletage, maybe I'm gonna put some like highlighter right here. I have a glowy cheek, a glowy nose. I can't have a matte forehead. It just doesn't work. I'm actually going to apply mascara from the top first, and I'm gonna give the brush a bit of a swirl. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want the product to get to the root of the lash first, and then I'm going to push the mascara up, obviously out, and build that way. A lot of people think being a makeup artist is a very glamorous job, and while it has its perks and it's fun, it is very hectic, especially like backstage fashion shows. You are literally running, you are on the floor, you are carrying heavy bags, you have to constantly be testing new product. Like, dealing with people is part of our job, but also understanding skin, understanding formula. Like, imagine you have a client that's going on the red carpet. Did they have flashback? Did I use the wrong powder? So it's not a matter of just applying the makeup, but it's like understanding formulas, understanding different types of skin issues. Before I apply any powder, I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender again. Make sure under the eyes has no creases, because if you put powder on top of it, it is going to set the crease and is not going anywhere. When I first moved to New York, I used to work at the airport at JFK, and I moved to Harlem with my sister. So I would have to travel 2 hours to work. So my shift would be like morning shifts. I would leave like 2:45-ish to get to work around 4 something. I'm very much a Capricorn. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make more money if I work at this location. I don't feel like, you know, my situation was anything that any other, you know, person hasn't experienced, but it definitely was a tough journey. So I'm gonna go in and finish the look. I'm gonna do my lips. I'm using MAC's Chestnut. This is a staple for me, and essentially what I'm doing right now is something that I call invisible liner. So I am gonna go in with the liner. It might look like a lot, but we're gonna layer a product on top of it. I'm very much a gloss girl, so I'm going in with my Fenty Heat Gloss Bomb, and my Maybelline Lifter Gloss is one of my favorites. And I'm just gonna mix. I'm gonna see what I like. So when you're done, you can actually just take a brush and kind of press everything in. If your beauty blender is a little too wet, you might not want to use it. One thing that I have learned throughout the years is if you find that your makeup is like too powdery, or you want to bring back some of that glow and that dew, the Dewy Glow Mist from Innisfree is really good, because it's gonna give that really like nice highlight. And this is the final look. So after I do my makeup, I typically get dressed. Anything that's cute and comfortable, that's my vibe. Shoes is always sneakers. I love my Adidas Ultra Boost. I have about 4 pairs of them. So once I have everything ready, I grab my kit. I usually have my laptop or a notebook because I love to write things, and then I head out. I always know what the makeup look is gonna be on set, because what we will do is we'll have a meeting, and either the brand presents a board, and then sometimes I will create my additional or supporting mood board. There was a shoot that I had one time where I actually printed photos of a particular model, all the models actually, and I drew different shapes of eyeliner on there because it was an eyeliner shoot, just so they can have a visual of what I had in mind. So when I walk onto set, like my brain is just like, okay, where's my setup? Is there enough light? What direction should I be in? It takes about at least 30 to 45 minutes to do someone's makeup. So the key to making makeup look fresh while you're on set all day is just using very minimal product and powder. So the ending process of the shoot, after we like change looks and everything, most of the time we give the models option if you want to take the makeup off. It's always like a funny joke, is like if they want to take the makeup off, it means it was trash. So once I am done on set and it's time to go home, typically I take a little nap, but that's not where the work ends. That is where the work begins. Sometimes I create my own content, my BTS reels, and then also I might have deliverables and things that I'm working on for brands. You know, I think it's important to disconnect sometimes and just like, you know, have a moment for yourself. But I've been trying to at least stop by 11. So if I have a huge lunch, I'm not really having a big dinner, but I do like a lot of like spinach, roasted carrots. I like a lot of salmon. My air fryer is my best friend. So after I'm done working, I take a shower and then I do my nighttime skincare routine. My nighttime routine is pretty much similar to my daytime routine, but because I'm probably wearing a little bit of makeup throughout the day, I want to make sure that I'm using like a creamy like cleanser. I'm going in with a cleansing balm, like a makeup melting balm, and then I'll go in with my snail mucin, like my moisturizers, like all of those things are still incorporated. So to wind down, this might be sound funny, but I like to talk to my friends. We are always on FaceTime. I'll binge like a couple shows. Lights off lately has been by 12, but sometimes I can go to bed later. I think makeup resonates with so many people because, you know, whether we admit it or not, we all have little insecurities. I have eczema, I have keratosis pilaris. I used to get picked on a lot because I had this darkness around my mouth, and then when I realized foundation could cover it, I was like, what? No one told me about this. You know, if you're looking for, you know, that hope to keep going, you're like, things are not necessarily where you want it to be, honestly, just, it sounds so cliche, but keep going. Always say thank you. Like, you don't, you know, necessarily know where your next opportunity is gonna come from. Sometimes it might be like the freaking PA on set or the gaffer. Like, you have no idea, you know. So just be nice to people, be grateful, and people will remember you for that. Thank you so much, Allure. I had so much fun. I'll see you guys next time.